So yesterday we started talking about the book of Ruth. So really, what we learn from the book of Ruth is a very interesting dichotomy. On the one hand, the monarchy, the kingdom in the Jewish nation must be from the lineage of King David, which means it's family. At the same time, the origins of King David include a convert. What does this mean? What it means is that that stuff is passed down through families. It's not one of these unfair, arbitrary systems. It's that when someone does something great, as in the case of Boaz, who marries Ruth, you actually affect a change in your own descendants. The reason why a family is special is because somebody there did something way out of the ordinary, something really great. So yes, it's family, but not arbitrary. The moral of the story is we have a lot of responsibility for our descendants. When we do great things, we can be putting our children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren for generations at an advantage. Because when you do something way out of the ordinary, something really great, it has a permanent effect. I don't know if they'll ever discover such a gene. And we've seen throughout history so many great Jews turned out to be descendants of earlier great Jews. It's there. Sometimes it's dormant for a generation or two, but it's there. So the day we celebrate the birth of King David, who's descendants of the kings, Mashiach as a descendant of King David, we recognize that the roots of King David are in this story of Boaz and Ruth, where the leader of the nation marries this poor convert because she asked him to. So you got to recognize You know, when we make decisions, when we make choices, we are affecting generations. Really affecting generations. This is really heavy. It also shows what the Jewish people values. What is the source? What is the source to our kingdom? Mercy. Karen. As I mentioned that King David in the Psalms provides for us something you can identify with for any situation you'll ever be in. He understood every form of emotion that a Jew can ever experience and compiled all of that in a Tehillim. If you study Tehillim, you're going to see. No matter what's going on in your life, there's going to be something in Tehillim you're going to be able to identify with. Today, they couldn't, many of the Tehillims tell you, you know, this is what you say when you are, whatever. I don't know who wrote those things. But if you get to understand what you're saying, you're going to be able to identify exactly what's being said. And hey, that sounds familiar. I've been there. There's another aspect to Tehillim, which is that everything ends on an optimistic note, with one exception. We can talk about that. But as difficult as he describes the situation he's going through, there's always some expression of how Hashem is going to, Hashem is going to, he'll deliver. For example, you're given 13. How long are you going to just forget about me forever? How long are you going to hide your face from me? A desperate, crying out to Hashem. Why have you turned your back on? And it ends, I trust in your loving kindness. My heart rejoices with your Yeshua, you're saving us. Ashir al Hashem, I will sing to Hashem because he cared for me. But he's still praying, where are you? No, he already senses, it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I'm going to be okay. It's not just an expression of how desperate you feel, not just an expression of your pain, but it also offers you some consolation and hope. Not to mention the Tehillim that expresses joy. But it's interesting, if you go through the entire Sefer Tehillim, there's only one parak of Tehillim, one psalm that does not have a happy ending. It's 88. Aish. I think it's the most depressing of all of them. And this was a repetition, and this seems to be the theme. It's an expression of loneliness. Hirchakta mimeni ohi v'reah. I have no friends. David HaMelech was betrayed by everybody pretty much. His own son led a rebellion against him. His father-in-law tried to kill him. What David HaMelech is expressing is that when you really feel lonely and abandoned, it's hard to think past that and see optimism. It seems to be the worst of them all. This real feeling of loneliness. That too, David HaMelech understood that when people are dealing with loneliness and abandonment, it's inappropriate to speak to them about a brighter future. It's an insult because they're in such pain. That doesn't mean it won't be helped. But David HaMelech is identifying with a lonely heart. That's all part of kingdom. The king is the one who understands and cares for every Jew, for everyone's challenges and struggles. And even if we're not descendants of King David and can't be kings, we certainly have to feel the kind of responsibility a king does. We have to be there for one another. Kabbalistically, the sphere called Malchus, the kingdom, is built off everything else. There's nothing of its own. We are taught that King David wasn't supposed to live. Adam prophetically saw that this person, King David, was going to be born and die. According to the Medrash, he gave him 70 years of his own life. Adam lived 70 years short of 1,000 years. Hashem told him, the day you eat of the tree of knowledge, that day you will die. A day in Hashem's world is 1,000 years. So Adam was supposed to live for 1,000 years. Once he became mortal, he gave 70 away, so he lived for 930. And King David lived for 70. Yeah. That's today's episode of us. Appreciate King David. Yeah. Okay? No, I'm done.